Things wrangle into life. Keywords must be summoned. Alrighty. We are live. Sound appears to be working. That is also good. Internet appears to be working. That is, again, also good. Alrighty. We're back. We're here. We're forgetting to do something very important. Merry Christmas Eve to you too, Glacier. How are we doing? Alright, we're just going to quickly do something. Oh, that's not making sound. I better fix that. Why is that? Sounds are all a bit weird at the minute. Alright, let's poke things there. How about now? I don't have enough audio inputs, so that's why it's doing that thing. Hey, it's Mamoru. How you doing? Hi, hello. Why do I feel like I'm a little quiet? There we go, that's a little better. I hope this is the sound. Hingry also, how are you doing? How is the sound? It's not breaking up or anything? I was having some problems with the microphone. Legrand. Everyone's coming in. And now I've just shuffled away all the layers. Admittedly, I've been a bit erratic lately. Like I didn't do yesterday, I didn't do Friday. It's been a bit here and there. Internet even today was a bit wonky again. I've had a lot of problems with internet lately. I don't know what the story is. Possibly the heat, I'm not sure. Possibly. I have a few theories. I'm actually wondering if I should replace the router. Working the past... yep. Today we double it. Today, we actually have a complete change of plans. So for the three people who overlap with Colonel Will's game, I've been playing on his map lately. I'm waiting for this thing to open, so I can't sort of show it straight away. So I'll try and stall out by mumbling things. Yeah, so I've been relegated to Gleba on Colonel Will's game. So for reference, his game is currently running on 2.5 million signs a minute. And it's actually really interesting. So some of the things I have been aware of, I have been alluding to them, is that as you get closer to endgame, the scale of everything slowly shrinks. It's really quite strange. So if we come into here, I think right at the end of last time it got to 3.5. Well, we're about to see in just a moment. So yeah, like this is Gleba right now. This is what Gleba does. Hilarious. Oh wow, that might actually be... I didn't actually realize this. So if you look on the right hand side there, you'll see the productivity is at 300% equals limit. If I take these out, it should still be at 300%. So yeah, these silos don't actually need productivity modules anymore. So that's something for me to fix tomorrow. Or I say tomorrow, would it be in 12 hours time? Yeah, so like this is early sort of end game stuff. Yeah, so when you research enough rocket productivity, wherever the hell it is, there it is, rocket part productivity. So rocket part productivity 30 gives you 300% productivity. which means that you no longer need productivity. And the same is true for all the other, where's the bonuses there? All of the other ones. Research one goes on infinitely, but a lot of the others cap out eventually. So like the plastic caps out at 300, rocket fuel caps out at 300. Oh, that's only at 250. Yes, so each one set produces 3 more. Yeah, so all of these are capped out maximum, or not quite steel productivity, but most of these are capped out maximum productivity. So you cannot so researching more of these, I mean, it's 287 million as well, apparently, doesn't give any tangible benefits. Going to 310%, you're still clamped at 300%. But yeah, so like this is, so the reason why I've been on Glaber redoing this, because this is quite ancient as far as builds go. If I go to Volcanus, there's this giant map, and this is all that's left of it. Like, it's shrunk. It's nothing. Like, this is the starter area where, you know, stuff goes up and stuff comes down. This here is all of the production on Volcanus. That's everything. 250%. Oh, yeah, that'd be right. That would make sense. Yeah, like, it's all just direct train built. You're like, well, I should add, it is pretty much impossible to move stuff fast enough outside of direct train builds like this. So, like, this is what Endgame is. I have alluded to it several times, but, oh, this is a slightly older version. So one of the problems that this base has had... Oh no, there it is. One of the problems that this base has had, or this facility's had, is that, yeah, output full, because it just can't output fast enough. It's stupid. Actually stupid. Where did that go? I like how it just goes across the lava. Oh, gets turned into bricks. Oh, yep, foundation. Okay, very good. So yeah, this is what Endgame looks like. Everything just slowly collapses in on itself. Aquilo is probably one of the bigger ones, but again, like, most of it is just science into silos. Most of the rest of the crap is, like, whatever else. I mean, even current Aquilo is... This isn't actually too far divorced from my Aquilo. Apart from the railguns being here. I'm not doing that. I'm doing that on Narvis currently. But yeah, like, I've got the same thing here. Oh, I need to do that, actually. That's why I was going to bring them back to Narvis, because it was easier to bring the fusion cell, although it doesn't really matter. Might as well just craft these on Narvis and send the legendary ones over. But yeah, well, the point that I was getting at is, so this is the segue into, so, well, first of all, if you want to see me doing stuff, or adjacent to me doing stuff, I'll be around when Colonel Will's streaming. The thing that this leads into is a little bit of sort of creative design work, because I sort of knew this was coming, but I did still want to do some fun things on my Glebber. Oh yeah, that. Where is it? There. It turns out it's actually possible to make the pentapods extinct. Yeah, so this entire train system is actually completely pointless. And it works out that this patch here is enough to make all the wrinkly brains that I could ever possibly want, and over here is enough of a patch to make all of the smooth brains I'd ever want. Although I'll probably do it over there anyway. But yeah, these trains are pretty much pointless. So what I'm actually thinking of doing is just earmark off all this for one, go over here for the other, run a transcontinental belt or something. It's really annoying, actually, the way the terrain generates. Is it's always just giga jelly on one side and giga smooth brains on the other side. It's a whole thing. I don't like it. I mean, this one seems a little more broken up because it's got some more potentially jelly up there. But yeah. So that's where that's at. a very interesting problem. I mean, it's still a fairly long haul from, yeah, like that just there. Just draw a rectangle in all of that and come all the way along. I suppose the stone is still workable, but I think I'm going to scale back the train system. Go exploring for jelly? Yeah, potentially. It's just that I need... I suppose down here... Oh, no. It needs to be near the center to control the spores. So if I push like this too far out, it means that I'll be pushing and exploring spore. I'll be exploring with the spores, which isn't good. So I need to be aware of that. But yeah, these are all future me problems. Key thing is that the train network that I'm building is kinda pointless. Like, I knew it was going to be small, but I I hadn't done the proper numbers to actually figure it out. To give you an idea, so we made these builds. These are all cool. What I should have actually done was this. So this is something that I was working on earlier. I'd like to introduce you to everything that is needed on Gleba in full legendary. It's interesting, but it is actually a little sad. This is something that I've been wrestling with for a fair while, is how to make builds interesting for Endgame Space Age, and there isn't really an interesting, like, mega base design outside of the full train base. Apart from maybe some interesting track, but beyond that, it's pretty minimal. So, what this build does, it takes in one machine to produce jelly cubes, two machines to make process smooth brains. So, if we follow it along, we get 2 belts of jelly here. I could probably turn this into 2 machines instead of having one machine completely saturated with stuff. And I might just do that, actually. So, we take it down here, comes down here onto 2 belts, comes down here, one gets fed into making bioflux. So this makes bioflux for everything further down. When we get to here, so yeah, the jelly, as we follow it, just so you can make sense of what the hell's going on here. It goes up, scooped into the machine, top and bottom, and then back down again, and returned back into the line. So it sort of goes up and down. It's just a bit of a diversion. At the same time, smooth brains go up and down just like that. Get scooped in, all that good stuff. Should be fairly self-evident. So what we have is we have 2 belts for jelly, 2 belt for smooth brains, and then 1 belt for the nutrients and bioflux. As you can see here, the nutrients is being turned into, well, the bioflux is being turned into nutrients. As my ear gets itchy. We're injecting it on the return line as well as injecting it onto the outbound line. So, you know, it comes along here, bioflux comes in, gets fed into the machine. A little bit of stuff gets fed into here, and it goes down that away, and then off to the next machine. And then as the belt returns, it comes up and gets another injection of good stuff. And what I should actually change, that I haven't done, is where it's being scooped up from. Because I'm in map view. I'm in editor mode at the minute, that's why things are a bit the way they are. Alright, oh no, you can grab both. But you need to feed off of the nutrients that comes out. So that's a little modification that needed to be made. All the while, there's also a parallel belt running along here, which is all of the spoilage coming out. So yeah, so now we have both processed fruits, we have bioflux, and nutrients. So we now have everything we need to produce everything else. And as you can see, we're coming into here. We inject some smooth brains into copper by this machine here, which produces copper bacteria. So this is the one that this is the recipe that jumpstarts the copper bacteria. So you throw a crap ton of Yamako mush at this machine, and eventually it might generally make spoilage, but occasionally it might make some copper bacteria. Likewise here, same thing, takes jelly instead though and makes iron bacteria. And there for jump starting these machines. And these machines here pretty much supply all of the copper that's necessary and iron that's necessary to run Glebber Endgame. So, like, you know, your iron and copper, it gets melted here. A nutrient jump starter? There is right at the end, yes. So it makes a little bit of steel, makes a little bit of iron, and it makes a little bit of low density structure. I'm just dumping them into infinity chests at the minute. As we go further along, the jelly is getting fed into rocket fuel, so this thing's absolutely cranking along. It's got 5 inserters on it. That's just like the 2 belts of jelly coming in, it's nearly emptying them to make the rocket fuel. Same thing again, except now we're using Yamako mash. Yeah, so jelly, Yamako mash, making plastic, is making a full belt of plastic. It's being turned into low density structure, but the plastic is also needed for red circuits, so it's not the only thing. Now coming down here, the third ingredient, spoilage, makes sulfuric acid, which goes into this thing, which makes your sulfuric acid. This thing's kind of overkill. I mean, it really doesn't need those inserters, because this thing can make 250,000 sulfuric acid a minute. So it's kind of kind of overkill. Oh dear. Coming further down, the final component that we need is carbon fiber. So all the spoilage that comes out gets cooked into carbon, which then gets turned into carbon fiber. So this thing is kind of dependent on spoilage to make the good stuff. Now, the final thing at the end here, this is actually how we jumpstart it. So this has a single row of spoilage, and its mission, its goals in life, is to clog itself with spoilage. Doing it that way is problematic. So I should actually do it like that. So yeah, when it's less than 40, this thing runs. So when you have less than 40, it's allowed to run. Not like that, please. Please. Yeah, this is something that I've been working on this afternoon, and yeah, fine. And yeah, it's been a bit of a work in progress. All right, you can unload there. What if we mirrored it and doubled it to the south? Well, that's the funny thing, is that you actually don't need to. So this is everything Glebber needs to do Glebber things. So it makes 2,000 rocket fuel a minute. Let me slow that down a bit. It makes 2,700 low density structures a minute. What else does it need to make? 2,000, it's actually a little low on carbon fiber at the minute. It can make 5,000 carbon fiber a minute. It can actually make whatever the hell a full belt of plastic is. 3,700 bioflux a minute. Because you need bioflux for Narvis, for maintaining the Bida Zoo. Carbon fiber for 2 sciences actually. The Aquilo science and the interstellar science both need carbon fiber. And yeah, this is legitimately all it needs. Isn't that stupid? And presumably, stuff's getting eaten again. Yes. Yes, it is. That's very damaged. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to maybe give the bots a few repair packs. You can have some legendary repair packs. There you go. Repair the damage that the very bitey landfill ingredients are making. Coming over here. So, this is what I'm up to, and this is, I think, what I'm sort of progressing on with today. Well, there's several things that needs to happen. Good question. This is agricultural science. So this is 1/4 of the science on the Colonel Will map. The science build was made by Bobus originally. I actually quite like it. There are some tweaks that I want to make to it, just to eliminate bots and make it more belt-based. but otherwise it's a solid design. This thing here, oh, I've already shuffled it around a little bit, but yeah, it's still very nice. Yeah, so I want to tweak it a little bit, and then, but yeah, this makes about 27,000, or this will make about 27,000 agricultural science a minute. So this is all you need for agricultural science. A cosmetic train, just a 416.4 or something of spoilage. I didn't actually show Fagora, but Fagora has grand plans going on Will's map as well. Vulcanus is out of power. That seems problematic. I mean, this is a creative map, so it's probably fine. But it's slightly troubling that it's out of power. Why are you out of power? Oh, I've been just dumping all the energy into it. There you go. I've been sucking this thing dry, which is probably not good for it. Alright, so as soon as you spring... Oh, I know what I've done. Yep. So this is an experimental reactor I made for testing endgame stuff. There we go. Usage, production. There we go. So this thing makes, was like 12 gigawatts, 14 gig... Should actually make more than that. As the neighborhood bonuses kick in. Should actually make like 25 gigawatts or something. 20 gigawatts? I forget what. Vampire accumulator. It's a serious accumulator. Yeah, about 20 gigawatts apparently. Should eventually fill itself up. It's kind of interesting, the whole fusion generator thing. It's very hands-off. You put fusion cells in, you maximize the neighbor bonus, and that's pretty much it. This should actually be on the GitHub as well. Not fully legendary. This is full legendary. It's something that I could only wish to have currently. I don't have that many legendary components. But yeah, these have the maximum possible adjacency bonus, neighbor bonus. So each of these ones in the core are making 1.5 gigawatts. So it's what, 3, 6, 9 gigawatts right there. So you get to, yeah, 24. There you go. Should be about 24-ish. Enough cooling? Yeah, that's the only thing, is that you need a lot of coolant. I'm using 4 of these, and it's probably a little bit overkill. Realistically. There you go. Now I've got to make a nice racket. Old habits, with the pipe to grounds. Yeah, it's plenty. Could probably beacon them just to speed them up as well. Yeah, that's that. Anyway, Gleber is where our attention is today. So I want to finish this off, adapt this build, and then that'll be my endgame build for tomorrow, and also for this save. So I've got the rest of the stuff done, the rest of the production done. At 2.7k SPM. I think this base currently does about 1,000. Because I haven't actually started, like, it's still very much early game. The next thing that I need to work on, it's sort of a reminder, is that I need to start leveling up quality, like, now. It's the priority, is leveling up quality, and then thinking about expanding into a bigger base. So, like, maybe not extending out that way. I'm not a huge fan of this spawn. But I think expanding out, seeing what over here is Seeing what's over there. Oh no, it's a rail world. Enemies are on. Just no expansion. Seeing what's over here for expanding into a bigger base. Maybe over there. But it's very cramped as far as water goes. Yeah, there's enemies all around. But yeah. So that's one of the future me things to do. Is start... I've been talking about it and I haven't done it and I need to do it, is start really looking into quality and getting quality going. It is vitally important. So the goal, I think, what was my goal? Do I has the thingy? Whenever I'm opening this thing, I like to hide. There it is. So what we're looking at with this build, it's mirrored in half, is 13,000-ish. Looking at the lack of turrets in the science. Hey Pack, could you go +1 KK coordinate extra richness and start over on Nova Space? Hey Marlon, how you doing? Marlon. The whole moving out thing is kind of pointless. You really, like, between, can I actually show it here? I don't know if these are the right level yet. No, they're only base ones. It's probably on Vulcanus. Yeah, the rare big mining drills. So the regular big mining drills have a negative drain of like 50%. So they drain the resources 50% slower than a regular mining drill. And then once you get into big mining drills, this one, the resource drain is now 33%. And then once you get to legendary, it's down to 8%. So patches, once you get to even rare ones or uncommon, once you get into quality big mining drills, not even legendary ones, just rare ones or uncommon ones, you're significantly reducing the resource drain, which means that you're getting exponentially more resources for your mining drill. Been using the Make Everything machine. Can you add so we can do green, blue, and red circuits to the machine too? I have done that in the past. It gets a little wonky though when it does it. It doesn't like doing really high volume stuff. As I say, it is possible. What you can do, using the EM plant component, you can actually, when you place it down, it asks for a component to put down. So you can actually tell it to put down like green circuits, red circuits, blue circuits into here. That's what this stamp is for exactly that purpose. Same with the can't do anything with a bloody cryo plant. Use that one, very good. But yeah, I recommend a dedicated build though. It can do some funky things, particularly with the modern one, because the latest one relies on robot requests. It can get swamped with can't put it into the same controller. It needed to be set. Interesting. It should have been able to do that. Do I have it here? Oh, speaking of out of power, apparently everything's out of power. But yeah, this thing. Oh, this is an older version anyway. I actually wanted to do a special version of it for quality production. Hey, Foxhound. Well, this is a creative map anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The goal today is to sort out Gleber signs. I don't know if I like that long inserter though. Alright, so first thing we need to do is deal with some input oof. You know what I mean. Yeah. You always got to think about what's going out. Like for everything that comes in, if a belt stops, you've got to think about getting mold out of it. So we have another one there. Just inject into the side. That's unnecessary. You can go there, you there. And then, oh no, you can stay there. Yeah, I like that better actually. So you go in the middle. You go down there. You flop into there. You do that. You don't do seeds. You don't do seeds. Just lazy and thought of having it in the same controller thingy. It is possible to have it in the same thingy. It is 100% possible. It is possible to have just some strange results though. Yeah, you output up there, you output up there. Same again, you out there. No seeds, no seeds. There and there. And I'll probably continue it on and have it come all the way down. Something like that. And then these can drain into it. Alright, so the way I've arranged this, I've got jelly on one side, smooth brains on the other side. How many people move labs to this hellhole to keep science spoiled as little as possible? That's actually a false, it's a bit of a trap. It's a false economy because you can either do it in labs or you have the bio labs, which have a science pack drain of 50%. So you have 50% free science. And you're allowed to build it on this surface. You're not allowed to build it on Gleba. So if you want the benefit of the biolab, you got to put it on Narvis. Because it's biotechnology. The whole science spoilage thing, it's actually not that big of a deal. It's easy to deal with. It's not a problem. It sounds scary until you actually do it. It really doesn't matter. Alright, so our spoilage is draining out. Now when... Ooh, hiccups. I need to get bioflux out and I need to get thingies in. If I come back to here... so it's... oh, it's all of it. So it needs nearly an entire belt. That's 4 inserters right there. And you need 0.8 of a belt, which isn't far off 4 inserters as well. That's a lot of stuff. This spacing is weird. It is. I was just looking, I was like, oh yeah, it's not the gappy version. And by that I mean it's not like that. This is also the what you calls it, efficiency version. Which is another thing well worth doing on a Gleba build. You'll actually see it over here. So it's actually an 8.8. All of these are 8.8 beacon builds, with the full beacon being made up of efficiency beacons. So yeah, if I hover over there, it's 12 beacon, but it's only the speed of 8. It's only getting 8 modules worth. I mean, it's making, like, this thing here is making 2 full belts worth of stuff, so it's not like it needs to go any faster. Have it on all planets. I do too, actually. Like, it's so good. I mean, it's the singular one that only does, you know, it does pre-programmed things, but what it does reasonably well. Is it already another ad break time? Jeez. Yeah, like there's the Vulcanus one. I mean, you've seen the Fulgora one. The Narvis one. Which is, this one's actually a weird one because it's a bit of a transitional one. This was the one that I used to further develop the final version. Aquilo, nope, that's a Aquilo ship. Aquilo doesn't actually have one though. Aquilo doesn't need one. Does do quality stuff though. I got a few legendary. Hey, sheepduck, how you doing? I need to sneeze. Sneeze ejected. Alrighty. Yeah, it's so 2.54 megawatts. These are 2 megajoules. A megajoule is, or a megawatt is a megajoule for 1 second. It's space limited and it doesn't have any local resources to justify making anything locally. Oh, and also Cold Planet has a bit of where is it? Oh, I remember where it is. Oh, yawning. Robot energy usage times 5. So running a make everything is highly discourageable. It would annihilate the power supply. I mean, you're guaranteed to be running on nuclear or fusion or something, or both in my case. But Aquilo does not want you using bots. Unless you use, yeah, I think it's legendary bots and roboports negates it, but it's still not great. So yeah, 2.54 megawatts. So that's equivalent for 1 second. That's equivalent to 2.54 megajoules. So it's just over 1 nutrient a second this thing needs. If I take these away, it now needs 7 megawatts. So it needs, I think it was like 4.5 or 5 nutrients a second. So yeah, put efficiency beacons on your thingies. Very, very good idea. Having said that, this is full beacon, just full balls to the walls. Don't worry about efficiency and all that. Okay, all right. So bring you down there. Now the real question is, can I? And I probably can't. Flop you there, and don't know why I didn't see it before, that it was all wonky, but yeah. There we go, that's better. Aki was that? How you doing? It's an Aki raid. How you doing? Welcome everyone. How you doing? Rocky Horror Show Picture Fan. That's a name right there. I take you're a bit of a fan of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Ozzy, how's it going, mate? Hey, how's it going? What were you up to? What were you working on? Yes. Oh man, back in the day, there used to be so many. It's not as common now, actually. Now that this is a complete tangent, but there used to be so many Rocky Horror Picture Show fanboys out in the wild. Used to hear about it all the time. Oh, you just landed on Clever. Nice. We're currently doing some super duper endgame theory crafting, even though I'm nowhere near it yet. Just sort of helping with another game I've been playing on, but it's going to sort of fold back into my world anyway. Don't worry. Everyone hypes up Gleber as being Gleber, but hey, Cloud. Ah, you nominated me. Very nice. I should actually here we go. And let's boop that. Let's go give him a follow. I haven't got far enough to understand that I don't know how to do this planet. Ah, so how much do you want to know of the planet? Because I can either tell you nothing or I can tell you everything. Oh, there it goes. It finally updated. I've been having some weird internet things lately. Where it's, actually, it's pretty good at the minute. I'm not seeing the... Tell him nothing? Okay. Lips are sealed. The only thing that I would have said is what the developers said specifically. But I can hold that off as well. So... Burners, all the burners. I think it's safe to say what they said. And what they said, as I stall very slowly, is that spoilage sounds scary, but it isn't when you realize that... Oh wow, that's not growing. The resource on Gleba is free, so spoilage, you lose nothing. I'm going back, trying to remember a few months back what they were saying. So it's a little hazy now. The farmer things, mentally trying to figure out how to make nutrients and stuffs. Oh yeah, don't worry, that'll come very quickly. Main thing is as I say, the I probably shouldn't be looking at that even. Yep, get away from that. I mean, thankfully most of this won't make any sense at the point you're at. You back? Oh, ads. Yeah, what do that's right. It's oppressive. Next one's in 15 minutes time. It's very oppressive at the minute. What I was saying was that what the developers said was that nothing like the resource you get on Gleba is free, and so even though the scariness of spoilage is present, having it spoil doesn't cost you anything. Like, you don't lose anything. It's not like you're losing iron or fusion cells or something. Like, it costs nothing to make and it costs nothing to lose. Probably the only thing that matters is that you as long as you have seeds. But even then, seeds aren't hard to come by. Like, every white... Probably this... I think this is the only other thing that, as a tip, should be okay. Keep distracting, he'll never fix it. I mean, that's pretty much how we roll, is that everyone distracts me and I spend 2 hours not doing anything. I mean, given the opportunity, you already distracted me with Rocky Horror Picture Show. I was saying that, again, going back to that original thread that we sort of left hanging, is that I remember when everyone was always talking about that, even like 30 years after it came out. Coal? I suppose in a manner of speaking it is. Yeah, the white dots is more seeds. So don't worry if you're worried about seeds. You can go out and get more. Just look for the white dots. That's all I was going to say on that. Yep, the white dots on the magenta-y, pinky purple, and the white dots on the green and the lime and the... I was going to say tangerine for some reason, and I don't know why. That's probably the only thing that I would really point out, is what the white is for. The red isn't as friendly though. That's also a thing I'll point out. Yeah, that's why I was pointing out all the trees, is that it you could always just go out and get more, basically. Like, if seeds are a problem, just go out and get more. I suppose another thing worth noting for off-world is tanks. Tanks, you can drive them remotely. You can climb aboard and you can just drive them off. Drive them into things. Drive them over things. Into trees. Into biochambers, beacons. So it's very good for maintaining suppression of the local population. Getting stuck on turbo belts. I've been defeated by a laser turret. Eggs are kind of a pain to get and run out in peaceful mode. Yeah, eggs can be a bit problematic. I mean, you could crash into a rocket silo as well if you like. Looks like the rocket silo wins against a tank. Hatch a biter egg here? Oh yeah, that happens occasionally. You can actually see a few dead biters over there. Actually, if you spin back round... Yeah, you can actually see the remnants of some biters just there. So like every now and then biters do hatch here. For recipes that are necessary for later on. Hey, it's Jiron. How you doing? Over on YouTube. Alright, that's enough of that. I'll just wind it up. So, before anyone gets too worried, I'll point out that there was a time before Space Age came out where I used an artillery train on pretty much the entire base to rebuild it. I bombed the entire base. So, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm also in the map editor. So, like, nothing matters anyway. But yeah. In the actual game, I did actually artillery bomb the base back in 1.1. Have a great stream. You're out. Smoke bomb away. All right, have a good one. Thank you again for the raid, Arky. And yeah, have a great night. You have internet again. Very good. It's always good to have internet. I was having some internet problems as well. I think it's heat related. Right, my suspicion was heat related. Very annoying though. Okie day. I need to turn this into something that does stuff. 30 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 30 minutes. High quality ones actually last longer. Do we have any examples on tap? No. Yeah, they even hatch out of here occasionally. I mean, I am ejecting them into the chest, which isn't really ideal. I should really tie it to a request. I shouldn't bother doing it here, but meh. Yeah, as long as the biter eggs are in the into the tame biter spawner, they don't hatch and they don't have a timer, so it sort of holds them indefinitely as long as they're in here. So with that in mind, what you want to do is not pull them out until you actually need them. I mean, I need them for productivity 3s here, so they're kind of necessary, but at the same time they keep hatching. What about this lot? Yeah, a minute's time. Over here. Yeah, not far away. Yeah, not far away. They'll hatch. They'll get lasered. The cycle will repeat. You've got tighter-looking nests. I mean, you gotta make it look nice. Alrighty, so trying not to be super distracto. So I need nutrients to get up and around here. And I need bioflux to go out. So what I'm thinking... Well, let's come back to here. What do I need for nutrients? I need... Oh, 4 belts. 4.6 belts of nutrients. Is that stacking as well? Yes, that's with stacking. Okay, then. How much goes into each machine? Let's see. 4 belts goes into there, into those. Basically nothing into anything else. Okay. In that case, thinking. In that case, so I want to output this side. What I want to do is output the nutrients here, come down past all of these machines, around and back up, and then into there. And possibly loop the entire lot. And then, like, a couple of boosters along the way up. And that'd probably do it. Okay. I get all yawny again. I mean, I'm happy with that as it is. Ah, wrong button. What am I after? That one. There we go. I think I got the right button now. Yeah, there's the welcome to chat room that we know and love. It means that things are getting glitchy. Alright, so... No, that's the wrong one. So you come down around there. The next problem is this is a lot of jelly. How much jelly actually? It was 0.8 of a belt, yeah. Which is a staggering amount of jelly. We don't need you. Do need you. You need to output there. You need to output there. There. That kind of screws up my plans for this belt though. And Steph's coming on in there. So, we output a full belt. There's potential that I could loop it around and make it a circular belt. Alternatively, so another thing I could do, and this is kind of dumb, but also kind of funny, so I want to do it, I'm motivated to do it, is you just come down to here, and instead of trying to get distracted by Operator subscribing for 15 months, how you doing, Operator? Thank you very much for that. Dropping the 15-month sub. Go straight into a recycle bin, like that. Maybe even like some kind of Gordian recycle bin knot. Oh no. So make sure not to use stack inserters on Glebber, because if it's partially grab something and then it can't grab anything more, and then the hand spoils, it gets stuck there forever. So on input, you always want to use a bulk inserter. And yeah, basically just shovel it into a recycle bin and call it a day. But yeah, alternatively, just drop it out, spin it round, come back in again, like that. Or burn it. Burning it works too. I like the idea of recycling it just because it's faster. But all that thought there for the moment. So because we're thinking Endgame, burning for power wouldn't actually do much because it's just going to be fusion. it's nice and mirror symmetric. Unfortunately, this means it doesn't really pair up too well. If I wanted to run the belt on the other side. Anyway, you come here. Probably rely on all three. Again, has to be bulk inserters. If I can get away with 2. I might be able to get away with 2. Then I can have an inserter there. Why the thing always runs. Yeah. That's the other thing with Gleba, is it pretty much needs to always run. Separate issue. But a significant issue nonetheless. So, that's 1. You're in the wrong spot. Betterer. There we go. Same deal, scratch and reverse. And that. Gives me a free opportunity to grab that. That is an interesting collection of letters there. That may or may not approximate words. But yeah, you want to keep everything draining or in some way circulating. This build over here relies on stuff continuously rotating. English is hard. It sure is. Chinglish, on the other hand, is quite easy, although there is a bit of a science to it. Part of the reason why this rotates, though, instead of deleting it, is it's deliberately trying to create mold. Because the more mold it creates, the more acid and carbon fiber it produces. Because those depend on carbon fiber. So this will need a dedicated mold supply. But yeah, it is generally better to keep things moving. That's why I think maybe a rotating belt might be the way to go, because you can also do spoiled priority. Which I just remembered to do, and I should really be doing. That doesn't matter, because it's going to eat the entire belt. Clean. Yamako mash was 0.9. Yeah, it was 0.9 of a belt and 0.8 of a belt. Like we've seen several times already. But as you know, braining is hard. Something like that. So this side loads onto the close side, and yeah. Alright, how does that look? That's the way I generally like to do these things, is just, you know, just run them live and see what happens. The other thing too is the more this runs, the better the freshness gets, which in turn makes the whole system more efficient and just better overall. Right, Yamakos and not jelly, but the whole grains. I realise too that there's no nutrients yet. That's a separate issue. Needs addressing. I've just got to think about how to get the spoilage out. I don't like the current system. or I'm not a fan of it currently. I might need some more output like that. Yeah, something like that. You remove unfiltered, get rid of that. 12 beacons? Oh yeah. Did I actually say this was 8 beacon? Yeah, this is only 8 beacon. Which means I can drop some of this, swap some of these for efficiency modules. Because yeah, 8.16 megawatts is a lot of megawatts. I suppose that means that, can I actually account for that? Efficiency module 3? I'm not sure how to actually do it. 1, 2, and then efficiency like that. Oh yeah, there you go. It's down from whatever it was before. I already forgotten what it was before. So 64,000. Oh, apparently that doesn't affect. Huh. Interesting. Ah. It doesn't seem to really change things. It should actually go down. Oh, it's probably not accounting for nutrient fuel. That's why. I suspect. Destinations. Most of it goes into... Yeah, I don't think it actually accounts for nutrient fuel. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, that's why I generally don't use these calculators for that reason, is they tend not to calculate it out properly. Proven past 4 beacons to be small. So the trick is legendary. Yeah, so 4 to 5 is 300 to 335. Yeah, it tapers off very quickly. 8 is about the limit of... it's actually, I think, 7. 8 is about the limit of vanilla. Take nutrient... Yeah, the eggs take a lot of nutrients. But efficiency modules significantly drops the nutrient drain, which means the total nutrients needed reduces. Yeah, even rare ones is quite an improvement. It's 424 up to 594, but it's a massive jump to legendary. Look at that, 707. So like a raid from Maholic. Maholic, welcome. We're just telling everyone 8 beacons at base quality is the same as 2 beacons at legendary quality. 367, 433. Yeah, 424 with 8 is 3 legendary beacons. Real estate, yes. I love that little beepy sound too. How you doing? How was your stream, Maholic? No, you're not Maholic. There you are. It's better than you thought. Works better than you thought. Finally tested overgrowth from Prometheum site. Overgrowth? I need to get back to Prometheum science. Interstellar science. It's been a while since we've looked at the Go-Go Mobile. I mean, I don't think I've actually had anyone look at the Go-Go. I don't think I've shown you the Go-Go Mobile. The old belt buffer. Yeah, the idea is that legendary is meant to be like a final. It's generally meant to be like a. This is really difficult to get, but once you get it, it's meant to be a reward for getting it. Yeah, that whole belt buff is totally unnecessary, as it turns out. It's using very old thinking, that one. I mean, that's a few months old, that design. That's the general thinking behind um, thingy. Now, brain go herpader. Brain's gone herpader. It's gone home for the evening. Yeah. Yes. Old build, for Go-Go Mobile, and where was my brain at? Yeah, the legendary is like a reward for being able to get up to legendary, which isn't actually that difficult to get to, as it turns out. Just got to Vulcanus after getting the mech suit from Fagora. Wish you luck. Oh, you won't need it. It'll be fine. Do you not need a lot of rocket launching on Gleba for soil eggs? You need a lot of rocket launching for launching science. You don't need to launch eggs though. For Narvis, however, you need a lot of launching. Funny thing is that you can't do it, but a railgun slug down the spine of a Demolisher makes the Demolisher very allergic to railgun rounds. Oh yeah, cliffs are kind of oppressive, but I mean early Volcanus is a bit rough. But as soon as you unlock cliff explosives, just wholesale demolish the entire thing. Yeah, admittedly I've been a bit busy on Volcanus. Patch change? Oh, there was a patch change. We also name our demolishers before blowing them up. So like over here is the demolisher remains of what used to be Herbert. Steve is around here somewhere. Steve was kind of a jerk. Used to mine tungsten. The first tungsten patch was in Steve's land, and yeah, was very rude about it. Wouldn't let me have any of his tungsten. Yeah, so you kill the Demolisher and it releases the territory. And that territory is released forever. Sometimes you get hilariously little territories, like poor Kevin over here. His territory isn't big, but he's sure proud of it. Where are you? There he is. Just don't give this unnamed Demolisher a pet straight away. At 300,000 hit points and whatever the healing rate is, I think I believe it to be a lot. There it is. 24,000 a second of healing. A lot of things bounce off without them really noticing. Oh, you see, there's another adorable little territory there. I could name you. Healing constant? Yes. Healing is constant. So for whatever damage you do, the healing will always be, oh, this is a medium. So it will always be recovering at 7,800 hit points a second. Small ones are only 2,400 with 30,000 total. It's like dynamic armor. Yeah. Fritz. I'll have to remember that for the main save. And yeah, 24,000 and 300,000 hit points, 100,000 hit points, and 30,000 hit points. Yeah, big ones are no joke. Main thing for taking out these, if it's the first time on Vulcanus, is to pay attention to the entry for it. Having said that, though, poison, you can't do poison damage in any measurable quantity, so not really worth bothering. It's funny you say that. Like I've tried the poison thing. There are easier ways to do it. Um, they they actually have physical resistance now. I don't remember that being there before. Unless that, no, it should be right because it actually pulls it from the game. These numbers are actually pulled from the game. Like it's not a documentation error. But yeah, you want to look for things that do the things. So like fire, impact, laser. Don't do anything to them. Oh yeah, the big ones are very killable. As I alluded to, railguns exist. I mean, I can just give you the answer. Well, there's a few answers. There's one you've probably seen. Nuke reactors. Nuke reactors is again. There's easier ways than nuclear reactors. Like if you have, the thing is, if you have nuclear reactors, you have the nuclear components, so you might as well just use those instead. Oh yeah, nukes work on mediums quite nicely. It's very finicky though, using a nuke on a demolisher. You really got to hit the face. You got to nuke them on the face. You can't land it nearby. It won't do enough damage. You got to you got to actually make the bomb hit their face. And so it's quite a tricky shot to do and pull off. Because the nuke doesn't actually impact anything. But yeah, like there are other uranium components that exist. So if you have nuclear reactors, you have other nuclear components to easily deal with and dispatch demolishers. You can also just throw a bajillion turrets at the issue. That's what most people do. You just need DPS. Well, I guess we've given it away now. Remember tanks were... Yeah, it's pretty much what I was alluding to, was that cannon shells do 1,000 plus 7,200 physical. These do... Oh, this is plus bonuses, so it's not entirely accurate. These do 2,000 plus whatever bonus physical. Don't bother with the explosive ones, because they only do 350 versus 2k, so there is significant loss in DPS. Don't need to... You need to max your fire rate? Else tank... Oh yeah, you need to get your fire rate. It's really a skill check on how well you've been keeping up with military. That's really what it comes down to, demolishers. As long as you keep your military tech up, you're fine. The same with biters. Combat team. Alrighty, so distractions aside, and yawning aside, right, you outputs. Take a beer. Coming on in.
80 months, you are getting old.
Can't the game just show us 42 damage? It's so pedantic because it is actually showing it in it's probably the most almost kind of autist way of possible. Have I set it to finish? Yes, I did. Well, very observant of you. Well observed. The TTS is been set to finish because for some bizarre reason it's really high quality. I take it you'll finish. It always brings the fins out. Yep, had to be. Um, yeah, for some reason, out of all of the countries in that region, the Finnish one is really nice. For some reason, like it's been really well done. Whereas all the others sound like they've been done through a telephone, like an old, really old analog telephone. For some reason. Um, yeah, it's the base damage. Yeah, that would make more sense, but as I say, it's the most autistic way of doing it. But it's including this damage here. But yeah, for some reason it doesn't show the full thing. I guess they Kvorix felt that it was too much information to have both actually added. Like you go to the Swedish one, it's terrible. It sounds like a telephone. You go to the Dutch one, it's terrible. You go to like the Scandinavian one, it's even worse. Um, Swedish one was also bad. But yeah, the Finnish one for some reason is really good. I don't understand why. At least when I set it, and I did set it quite a few years ago. Anyway, once again, Distracto. This is why this is why I always end up doing design work. Hey Peter, how you doing? This is why I end up doing design work in my own time. Is that it's really just ranting and rambling for like 2 hours, and I never get anything done. Okay, you're charged up. Okay. I might actually move it down slightly, but we'll see how we do. Mhm. So you need to output... no, you don't. You don't need to output anything there. You need to take in nutrients, you need to take in nutrients, you need to take in nutrients, and you also need to output nutrients. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm just designing out a new ultimate endgame Gleber science build. I'm going to use it on a friend of mine's map, but I'm also going to use it on my save as well eventually. So I already went through the trouble of designing the ultimate endgame Gleber. It's kind of absurd. This is all you need for Gleber. This here, it's everything. What is it? 13 biochambers. That's all you need. So yeah, I'm trial running the idea here, and then, or trial running it on his save. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning in 10 hours time, thereabouts. Colonel Will's the name that I'll be dropping it on. I'll be popping into. That's his game. It's a super late game. If you want to see just super late game beyond stupidity, check that out. Check that his base out. Yeah, so I'm going to drop this on his Gleber, but it's also going to be a trial run so I can improve it for my one. This is actually this design is borrowed from it, or the concept is borrowed from it. I actually like it. I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I can't really improve on it, so might as well take it. Anyway, once again, we need that to go up like that. Or does it? I'm just thinking. How about use side load like that? Energy's no issue, might as well go all beacons. Well, that's actually an interesting point because biochambers don't use electricity. They use nutrients instead. And if you see on the right, 8.16 megawatts of consumption. So it needs 8.16 megawatts of nutrients to be full beacons, which is a little over 4 nutrients a second. It's actually a lot of nutrients. Discussing it before because I did it here is If I do that, it's now 2.54. It's, yeah, it's well worth. You gotta do the efficiency modules for these things. Actually, I'll just decon planner it. There we go. Yeah, when it's doing that thing in the editor, just decon, Control Z, fixes it instantly. It's probably not the right way to do it, but it's my way of doing it. Alright, so thingy goes in. That's no good. So the issue that I'm facing right now, that I'm trying to get my head around, is the nutrients. So the bioflux has to go up to the nutrients, but the nutrients needs to come down and inject into this stuff. And that's where my troubles lie. But having said that, I do want the belt to be circular. And by that I mean I want it to, you know, come down. So it injects into there. Now I need to think about what lane that's on. So it's pushing onto the outside lane. So you need to go onto the inside lane like that. I need to double up on that, or bring it down, or something. That'll work. 8 beacons help with lowering the output much? Oh, this build is, so I've actually been using Factorio Lab to design it out, and it is relying on 8 beacons. 8 beacons is, for legendary, 8 beacons is kind of the limit of what is actually possible. Actually, also, what I should be doing is that. There. So that way it can feed itself nutrients. But then it comes down, and now it's feeding each of these machines nutrients as well. So that should do that. The outside lane is being fed nutrients. So I need to bring this down a little bit further. And this is the final piece of the puzzle. This is what actually jump-starts the whole process. What we need is a assembly machine. Yeah, there'll do. Let's take a regular inserter. Like that. You make nutrients from mold. You do that. Steel chest. This is almost like a standard build that I do at this point. Like that. Probably like 3 rows, I think. Legendary beacon. Yeah, so this is editor based. So I don't actually have legendary beacons yet. I do have a few legendary things. Legendary beacons isn't one of them, unfortunately. Oh, calm down. You're not ready yet. Read old all belts. You enable when nutrients less than 40. Alright. So yeah, it's going to slowly charge up the lane. Oh, that's not good. You don't need to be filtered with anything. There we go. So now the process has begun. Where is... There it is. Oh yeah, you don't have any seed output. Okie day, you need a seed output. Maximum laziness, I'll put it there. Legendary Mojo will need some time to make legendary beacons. Yeah. Unfortunately, the nature of legendary stuff is that there's a lot of time involved. Alright, you output your seeds. Looks like you don't need to output that many. So, let's get rid of that. It's actually very convenient. And, oh yeah, you don't rotate anyway, so you're all stopped up. Also, that's all a separate issue. Oh dear. You take Bioflux, don't you? Yes. Kind of have to turn the music off, but I'm kind of sad that the music isn't on, because the Glebber soundtrack's really nice. Alrighty, excellent. Right, what are you missing now? In fact, now that that's been simplified, I can probably do the same simplification here too. See how we go. You go there. Hum some Christmas tunes. Let's make your ears bleed to the sound of Jingle Bells Rock or something. For reference, I don't know where it came from, but I don't really like Jingle Bells Rock. It's probably because it sounds kind of depressive. All those 50s Americana Christmas songs sound kind of depressive. Alrighty. It also helps that one of the helps. It's also a thing that one of the Glebber soundtracks sounds like the Oni soundtrack. So it's eerily familiar. Because who can't remember such classic statements like, slime lung is harmless? I might need to give myself more room. I don't like the kink in the belt. I mean, of all things that are troubling me, it's the kink in the belt. How can I eliminate the kink in the belt? Probably by just scooping the whole lot up. Scooping up the whole of the internals. And just flipping it vertically. Yeah, and then I can just stretch it all out as I please. Blueprint flip is so nice. It is amazing, isn't it? Flipping, horizontal and vertical flipping on tap is great. Actually, there's an opportunity right there as well. So you can just eject the spoilage just like that. Shift that upper tile and out it goes. Just fires out like that. Yeah, this is a completely separate save. Grave mode can be used on the current map. Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed that point. It's happening again, by the way. Yeah, see how it says "Welcome to chat room" 1,000 times? Yeah, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, so this is a completely separate save where I'm able to, tweak game speed and all that. This is actually a fairly old save now because quite a lot's changed. Enthusiastic welcomes. I'd like to think in a way, it would be nice if that's all it was. If it wasn't me losing messages. Unfortunately, it is me losing messages. Just looking at the rotation of the, because I flipped it, the rotation of the turret changed as well. What I can do is, you have one down that way, then that way. So none of them pointing in the same direction. In theory, they should actually be pointing in the direction of the pentapod belt, so that they can actually shoot at it quicker. It's a true noob. How you doing? Hello there. Hello there, General Noob Kenobi. Just force punches him as soon as it says it. Alright, so you rotate around. Just trying to get my brain back on track. It is difficult, unfortunately, to maintain concentration. So let's pick you out. Maybe to like there. Park Spidertrons on top of your egg builds. Yeah, I'm sort of I've just been throwing laser turrets at the problem. There are a few ways around it. Yeah, this one's miss. Oh no, there's a rocket turret. I was going to say I was missing the rocket turret, but no, it's fine. The secret, I'll let you in on the secret, if you keep them inside the spawner, the spoil timer doesn't start. The spoil timer only starts when they're removed from the spawner. So if they're in the spawner forever, then they never spoil. You just got to keep feeding the spawner. The downside to that is it also means you need more spawners, because each one only holds 100. And then you just tie the output, like, I haven't done it, but you just tie the output to logistic requests. So when stuff requests stuff, then it pulls them out of the spawner. I sort of haven't done that mainly because it's the quantity of eggs isn't high enough to justify it. So justify doing anything too dramatic. Right, you're outputting that good stuff. You need to output that moldy stuff. This has the advantage that it's going to juice up the oh well, I guess it'll go in there eventually. Yeah, like it's going to fill it up eventually. How beacon rich are you to use legendary beacons? Map editor rich. I mean, having said that, there are saves do exist. The save that I'm building this for, the a near infinite supply of legendary everything does exist. Problem I have is design small, quick platform for perishables. This one does the agricultural science. It's not particularly fast, but it gets the job done. It's not a particularly sophisticated platform either. Just have a dedicated platform for it. Does this have... Oh, it's only partially built. More thrusters, though, do help. Does do help. Alright, so... You're ejecting... mold. This whole thing's going to go moldy eventually. What I'll do is I'll rotate that out of the way so it comes back from a cold start. You need to come up that way. The nutrient supply and the bioflux supply and all that good stuff. In you go. Very good. So... What if I just keep it simple? Let's just start up one and see what happens. And eventually it should start up again. Oh, you need water. Oh, that's why you're not getting water. That'd do it. Is the one lane of spoilage because of filter, or is it because you're actually putting spoilage on the belt? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, the nutrients spoiled, yeah. Might as well stack it. This is so dumb. Let's go under. Then I don't need the long boy anymore. It's probably the one. Why don't I just rotate that? Yeah. Then I don't need the long boy anymore, so I can just do that. Alrighty. Oh, that's some eggs hatch. There you go. See, eggs do hatch. Well, seeing as though this design's going to be tessellated. Oops. Thank you, autosave. I say slightly vindictively. Ooh. Fix this side first. Do I want to expand this out? Just to get rid of the king? I don't think I do. That also moves over to there. Which is very convenient, sort of. Ha 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 ha. Can I improve on that substation coverage? I don't think so. It's good enough. Why is that going that way? Probably... Oh, yeah, you don't even need to be there. Well, you do need to be there, but, yeah, like that. There we go. And so in theory, this needed, I think it was 6. So it's 2, 4, 6. Like so. Oh, you're not actually connected properly. Now you are. Once again, things are getting a bit angsty and anxious. Remove unfiltered, get rid of some garbage. Or take the opportunity to dispose of some garbage. Yeah, when you're scrolling through the quality, it tends to spawn one of every of that quality. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, you can see it with the substation. I don't think the editor was fully equipped to really deal with quality. You're not making anything anymore. Because you don't have nutrient. Oh! We're eating all the nutrients. Now, will this reach an equilibrium where it won't eat all the nutrients? I don't think it will, somehow. Can I reduce that to 1? What happens? The eggs are just annihilating them. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So, eggs need 4.5 belts of nutrients. 63,000. 0.3 of a belt of bioflux, so little. Having said that though, there is 6 of them. So I shouldn't need... So between 6 of them and 4 belts. Where is it? Nutrients. Like, nothing goes into anything else. It all just... like, it's 4.5 belts total, and 4.5 of it goes into thingies. So the idea with this one was to feed these sort of directly. Or at least the plan was to have this inject in, but it doesn't seem to be working that well. What I might actually need is a separate belt. Like a full belt of nutrients and a full belt of bioflux. I was sort of hoping not to do that, but I might need to do that. Yeah, the way I would do that. Oh, it's actually really annoying to do. Um, what I was originally thinking of doing was not sending the nutrients down the line, but sending the nutrients from this down the line. But as I say, it's really annoying to actually implement. Because I wanted the rotating belt, but it doesn't really matter at the same time. Well, it actually kind of does, because I would like... Because whichever way you spin it, you're always going to get a little bit of spoilage there. But yeah, so something like that, and then you're going to be in the way. Now, what I was hoping to do was have this inject afterwards, but it's not going to work because this one's just going to soak everything up. The thing is, it doesn't actually need. It doesn't actually. The egg factory is, or the pentapod factory is assuming one with continuous uptime or whatever it is. It's actually 6.5. Hang on a minute, that doesn't sound right. Ah. There it is. Yeah, it's I'm overbuilding on science production to balance out this. Because it's a lot easier to have small stubs than it is to have, big, giant monstrosity builds. And so you'd actually see it happen so that like the pentapod eggs builds up and then it reaches a sort of equilibrium, or like this thing buffers up the line and then it spills over, so it sort of pulsates between the two. Probably actually still averages out hilariously. But no, it's not really working. Don't recall needing the flux in the... Oh, the flux is needed for the science. That's why it's a mixed belt. Separate line for eggs to flux to science. Yeah. Again, one option was to separate out just the bioflux and have another belt for nutrients. What if I try it? My original idea. So the original idea, if I don't delete my own thingy, to do that. Then you go there. You come over to there. You drop into there. I suppose if I really wanted to wrangle these belts into play, there like that. Only take nutrient when there's no greed on the belt. I could, but it doesn't solve the underlying issue though. Like that it's because it's pulling out so much, it's always going to do it. I suppose the only way to slow it down is to actually slow it down. Hilariously, it still eats everything. I suppose because the like it needs a lot of nutrients to produce it. So even the efficiency change definitely. Oh, this isn't even meant to be run as a full beacon. It's actually meant to be 8 beacon. So yeah, what is it? 8 down to 2. As already described, the saving by eliminating, by putting, the saving by having 4 efficiency beacons is huge and well worth having. See previous discussion. Oh yeah, I can do that too, before they hatch. No, this injects afterwards and it should feed the other one. Just need that to come up there. Still not getting enough nutrients. Oh yeah, that won't work, will it? There's room for a third one. I doubt it will ever see any action. Oh dear. That's the only way of really making it elegant. I'm just trying to think if there's a more elegant way of lining that up. I don't think there is. And yeah, it's just going to eat all of it. Which is fine. Question is, how do I continue it? Can eliminate a underground by doing that. For those that are so inclined as to eliminate undergrounds. just have the one different, just to be annoying. Oh, I put a pipe in the way. Okay, yeah, going. It's too bad there isn't equivalent of pentapods things that you can store pentapod eggs in. And yeah, you can do that. And we just duplicate the whole lot now. Where is it? There. Another mold ejector. Go there, and the final pass does that. Ish. There we go. It's funny, this isn't even really, like I haven't really considered the speed of this thing. Be interesting to see how much bioflux it consumes, because it should have been... Oh, it was 0.6 of a belt. Never mind. So it does actually need... Alright, so I'm probably going to need to expand to use the full belt. I'm going to need a belt of nutrients, belt of bioflux probably. I mean, I'm kind of feeling lazy, so I probably won't. Also do that and undo, and that just gets rid of that mold that was there. Alright, that's should be all of them going now. Oh wow, it's already 9:30. I think this will need some more work. $6,000. A little underwhelming. Yeah, it's nowhere near enough nutrients. What's the consumption? 29,000. See, that's only half. Half of like what it should be. Yeah, because this thing's we're only dealing with half belts. I was sort of hoping, as I say, I was sort of hoping to try and squeeze as much as possible without doing full belts, but it's going to need to be full belts. which is a bit unfortunate. Because getting 2 belts in is actually really difficult. I mean, it's not impossible, it's just annoyingly difficult. Yeah, the second one, see, yeah, it doesn't have a consistent supply, so it's getting nowhere near enough. Each row really needs a dedicated bioflux to nutrients producer. Because what I've done now is it's sort of just bolted onto the side. It's not really a proper build. It should be in there, and I should really push it out further. What I mean by that is like it should be like that, further out. And should you actually plug in like this, should be in here, and then these move over. In fact, plausible direct. No, because it needs to sustain itself. It needs to go onto a belt, annoyingly. I did consider that, direct feeding, and yeah, these should all be nutrients. I did consider it, but yeah, so it needs to output and then feed it back in, unfortunately. Very annoying, but yeah, it's the way it is. So yeah, this is what it really should be. Thankfully, there's so much water on Glebber that I can just slap down a pump nearly anywhere to get water. It does make the defense a little bit more difficult, but I could probably just put them on either end and get them out of the build. I mean, the chances of the science build getting restless is pretty low. And having them get restless is a bit of an issue. Having the pentapod line stop is actually really bad, because it means you're going to lose the eggs anyway. And if you lose the eggs, it means you've got to go out and find more. Which is really annoying to do. Well, it might be annoying if you... Well, mine it's not so bad, but if you've deleted all of the pentapods on the map to the point where they won't respawn, then it's a problem. Because then you've got to go out and explore more. You might not want to do that. Probably I'll go out of here too. But since it's Christmas Eve, I can stay here a little longer. Stay here like an extra half hour or something. Trouble is I've got to get up early tomorrow. It's 25th tomorrow. Left the shells on the ground. Those contain 1 egg. Oh, the thingy. I mean, the only way for the thing to fail is for power to fail, or the wrinkle brain, smooth brain supply to fail. It's such a specific issue to be trying to deal with. It's not really much of an issue. Alright, so you don't have pentapods to worry about. I'll leave it out of the way for now. You need bioflux and you need bioflux. What's the easy way of getting bioflux in? Apart from, oh, don't quite get the power pole coverage. So if you're a nutrient belt, there. That genuinely doesn't matter. Does need an injection of nutrients. How about I expand these out to full-sized builds as well? Just give everything a little bit more room to work with. So yeah, should be 2 tiles all the way around now. Because then, it now gives the opportunity to like feed bioflux up. Or something along those lines. I mean, your substation placement is very important. Got to get that right first. It's got to be in there, unfortunately. It's like nutrients can come down here. It doesn't need to go any further down. It can just stop there. Yeah, you can go there. Fortunately, it doesn't line up with that anymore. Could do that. There we go. Now it lines up again, because your power pole grid does matter. Go up here like so. There. I think the biolab should have been 4x4. It's hard, additional nutrients to spread it. Yeah, it's so strange having these. So biolabs are always weird, because like that's the biolab. That's the EM plans. Foundry. There's a foundry and there's a cryo plant. It's just the most pathetic of them all. It should have been at least a 4x4 like the EM plant, not a 3x3. 3x3 is just mean, given given how many inputs it needs for all of its recipes. Thankfully, it's not like the original biolab. The original biolab was terrible. So this thing has a... This one has a base crafting speed of 2. And, well, we'll set it, and 4 module slots. The original biolab had a craft speed of 1 and 2 module slots. Yeah, it doesn't have all the fuel and garbage as well. Yeah, it's just 3x3 just to be really annoying. Wouldn't surprise me. You, green one. Go in there, go in there. So nutrients down like so. Unfortunately, I haven't accounted for the bioflux for science. Does need to weeble wobble. Yeah, that they do, like their belt challenges. Could be radical and eliminate that. Can actually do something kinda dumb. Yeah, push it down like that. As I say, it's kinda dumb because it doesn't actually work. Also makes it feel justified in the bots were a mistake. It just encourages the bot builds, doesn't it? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to, like, if this is too hard, you're just going to throw bots at it. You're not going to go through the hassle of wrangling all these stupid belts. Why would I want to do that? It's too hard. Like, you see the amount of time that I spend doing this. The average person going to do it? I don't remember if it was actually talked about at the LAN, having thingy the way the thingy is. You refuse. It just occurred to me that I could be doing that instead. I like that. Like, that is thoroughly cleaned up. All meant to be nutrients. I guess this belt's redundant now. I kind of want I still kind of want the stuff to drain like it did before. Yeah, the spoilage to drain like it did before. Hey, you is. We're just working through some issues right now. How you doing? Welcome on in, everyone. I looks like Twitch is back. Oh yeah, there it is. It's taken a moment. Excellent. Everything else is happening again. Yeah, just had a big network interruption then. We came back just in time. Welcome on in, everyone. How you doing? How was your stream, Coover Boy? Were you doing some Factorio? Or were you doing some Noida? We're doing a little bit of got the trains on 1000. Oh, you're on 1000x. We're currently doing some creative headaching for some legendary level glebbering. We're doing some legendary Gleba right now. And suffering as a result, apparently. Biter arrive. I was like, what is that emote? That's funny. I'll leave that as is. Yeah, so what we're trying to figure out right now is not have these burst with pentapods right now. But feed these things nutrients and all the good stuff that they need for a healthy growing living factory. You know, everything a living factory needs. So this line here will be the bioflux. It also takes some insanity to do a 1000x run. And I'm hoping that I can loop this around and actually get it, you know, doing its thing. You only grab bioflux. See how we do. How difficult is it gonna be to... So my original plan was to try and cram everything into a half belt, and it didn't work very well. So now I need to cram things into a full belt. It's also probably not going to go very well, but we'll just wing it. Oh, the amount of crap this thing needs. It's one of those things where I'm going to need to stare at it for a while. So, like, so much stuff needs to come into this thing. Unless... so... Stack inserter will be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, so in theory, it needs like a full belt of smoothies. What was it? 13,000, I think, was the original. I think 14,000 was the stretch goal. But it's it's 7. Yeah, it was 13,000. Said 13,000. 1,000. Hey, morning, Will. So, that's still 6.5 EU. I mean, suppose I can always just crank it up and just add more. As long as... Yeah, that's 0.6 of a machine. You are at 1 belt. You're at 0.8 of a belt. As long as they don't exceed 1 belt, then it's fine. So 14,000 is 5 of them, 7 of them. So it needs another half build to make it work. So Will, I've been just playing around with the science builds. It turns out one of these at full legendary is enough to do all of the agricultural science, all the moldy science. As a side note, it turns out everything else on Gleba can be done in this build here. It's not 100% complete, but it's pretty much everything it needs. Also, how do you get the molten metals out of the foundry fast enough? It seems to be a bit of an issue. Oh, it's tried to jumpstart itself. Actually, now that it has bottlenecked itself, it should actually... Oh, it'll probably reboot itself anyway. Yeah, if it makes bioflux, it'll make nutrients, which means it'll start up again. Using both pipe hookups? Yes. Yeah. Oh, that one isn't. The metal one is. I mean, it's bottlenecked on output anyway, but yeah. Springs to life. Yeah, this monstrosity does everything, as it turns out. It's actually like this machine kickstarted the bacteria, and now it's done. Oh, why are you moldy? Oh, what are you doing? You shouldn't be there. Ah, it's not filtered. It's not filtered. Oh, you need to be filtered with both. Um, like that. And you need to be iron. How's it looking? Oh yeah. Just cranking out some I mean, it's only one inserter. I mean, you say, oh yeah, you need more inserters. Yeah, 216,000 says you don't need more inserters. So stupid. That's how much a minute this thing's making. There we go. Yeah. So this thing jumpstarts the moldy stuff, and then it turns itself off. So that's pretty cool. It actually restarted itself nicely. Why isn't Bioflux running? Oh, your nutrients. Bioflux. Oh, you can't output. So I might need more output then. SPM goal. For me, I'm aiming... Do I have my aims here? This might be an old one. Oh yeah, that's the 1.11. There it is. That's my goal for my space age adventures. Why it's all twos? I don't know. That's just felt like a number to put in. That's my goal. Just 2,222 science a minute. Raw science a minute, not counting lab productivity. I mean, it could double it. Like that. But I don't know if the Prometheum is even capable of such things. Or CPUs are even capable of the kind of UPS needed to do these things. Thankfully, legendary stuff exists. But yeah, some of these numbers are just absurd. That's why I went with 2222. Now I've got to put it all back. I don't know why I doubled it. I don't want to completely lose my mind building these numbers. I mean, look at that. It's one legendary foundry of transport belt. It's so ridiculous. 1.3 legendary of these things. I mean, that's never going to happen. But yeah, 23. It's so crazy what the legendary assembly machines does for Endgame with science. It's so good. Like, you realize that it's just not that many machines. 15 machines, 23 machines. That's all that's needed. I mean, the asteroid chunk is a bit of a problem. All the sticks of these needed. 1.1 machines. 4 assembly machines making triangles. I mean, look at the numbers though, it's silly. I tried to make the goal somewhat reachable. So 22,222 is a reasonable goal. At least in my mind. Otherwise, I'd be doing like 50,000. Yeah, it's getting enough IO going is the main problem. I like how I'm completely distracted by doing this stuff instead now. You know, if this was a 4x4, this would be so much easier. I'm starting to get onto the I'm starting to warm up to the whole biochamber should be 4x4 train. It would be so much nicer if they were 4x4. Ah, it's actually maxed out now. Never mind. Is it stacking? Yeah, it is stacking. Yeah. It's the fact that it's eating nearly an entire belt of smooth brains is crazy. The fact that nearly two belts of jelly just goes into rocket fuel. 4x4 direct train would be nice. It would be. That would be perfect for a train. Well, as we see here, you know, it's competing with a 4x4, 5x5, and 5x5. There's no reason for it to be 3x3. It's just mean. Now, so you output nutrients. Maybe I do want to keep it as is. We'll see. We'll see. And just scale back the speed more so. That's what I'm thinking. Now is instead of just going for raw speed, let's put the brakes on that a little bit and calm it down, and maybe just do more speed, more builds that's a little slower but has more downtime. I'm not sure what's more UPS intensive though. N signs per sec for M seconds, a more specific stated goal. It's just, so you have 1,000 signs a minute of raw production, buffer it up so you can do, you know, like 100,000 signs a second for 10 seconds. And then restart. Alright, so start her up. SPS. Out goes the bioflux. In goes the bioflux. At some point some nutrients should find their way through. Hopefully. Maybe. Not likely. It's eaten all of the rot. Guess it needs another row. Oh, there are other ways around it. I might need a second injector up here to go directly into you. So just realized. That's no good. Neither is that. So you go out that way. You go out that way. That's really annoying. Disagree, doubt it will catch on. It's probably because it just sounds like such a small number. It'll always struggle gaining traction. I do like the idea of having less outputs than more. Aha! Showing me the light. By not allowing it to fit, it's showing me a better way. Possibly. Not really. It's a bit either or, really, actually. Well, you do have this graph. But yeah, I tend to use the 10-minute graph as well. Probably like 2 rows will do. Yeah, less than 40. And there we go, away it goes, straight away. Away go the pentapod eggs. Mech suit's so good. Ah, it's pointing the wrong way. Ah, yes. You need to drain the other one. Yeah, same problem again. It's just obliterating the nutrients. What happens if the mixed bioflux belt spoils? There's a filter splitter down here that'll pick it out. This actually won't last very long, this mixed belt. It's a bit of a we'll see. It might be replaced by this. Problem is... it's getting spoiled. Which is not good. Yep, there it goes. So what does it come out at? 57 minutes. That's actually pretty good, even for the spoiled, for the state of the nutrients. It's a pretty good result. Oh yeah, there it goes. Eggs seem slow. It is underbuilt for what it's trying to do. I could, speed boost it up again. Tweak it up. Ooh, this actually is missing a filter. That's actually convenient because I can do that instead. Yeah. Just speed boost it even more. It's almost the point where I need a stack inserter. And then what I can do... Probably just the end ones. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? So it's still 8 beaconed, but now it's got the efficiency modules. Not that it really needs it, because I... Oh no, 2.54 megawatts again. 1.13. And Hulme coming in with that follow there. How you doing? Yeah, the mixed belt's still working fine. It feels like. What was I doing there? I don't remember. Yeah, I quite like that. Alright, let's duplicate it up here. There's an argument to be made that I could make these connect directly to over here for the mold output. And then I can just greatly simplify the entire mold disposal process. Good, thanks. Me playing with rail blueprints. Oh, thanks to JD. Oh, nice. The L's silent. Like Hummy. Oh, okay. Hummy. How you doing anyway? Make sure to play around with some of the others too, like the make everything thing. I really need. Oh, I got to sit down and sort out the auto crafting version. Still haven't done that yet. Like Hume Highway. Oh, that's great. It's like a highway. Can make a song about that. Walking to Sydney Maya Music Bowl at the start of work, 11. Ooh. What are we at? Yeah, 57. So even with the spoil timer on the nutrients, it's pretty good. Here comes a bad batch of nutrients. Oh, see, are you working production? Without getting in too much. Been using JD's blueprints, nice. Yeah, I haven't had the time to, because of my work, I haven't had time to sort out blueprints myself. Just you're the part of the crew. It's still pretty cool. I'm just wondering whether or not I stack this thing. Go the trouble of stacking the eggs. It's less inserter activity. There is that. Yeah, that's going down. It really does need 3 inserters. Oh, yeah. I got to sort out a long-term solution for my old stacker prints because they sort of fell. I made them a really long time ago. I made a whole modular stacker system, but they're kind of obsolete now. I don't have a real decent replacement. Problem is, I sort of fell out of doing blueprints for everything, and that's why I don't maintain blueprints as well as I used to. I wonder. Do the same here. Make it more efficient, and at the same time slow it down a bit. Trouble is, slowing things down is actually kind of UPS inefficient. I mean, it's still 8 beaconed, by the way. It's still... where is it? There. You should... Why are you... 74.5. 74.5, but it's... Oh no, 2.54 is right. JD has put his on in Patreon. It takes time to build them. Yeah. Space Age killed delayed the trains in mid-game. Sorta. Early game is still early game. Yeah, all you need is the bot mall. The bot mall, the quality make everything makes life so much easier. Oh yeah, that's an intimate. There's so many different versions of this thing floating around on this world. Like there's a slightly different one here with its head being scalloped off. Actually, I think that's a similar one. Not you. A different one again, I think. Nervous. There's a different one, a slightly different one again. This one has the green wires still connected because it's such an old version. Why do you think the bulk inserter looks like a hammer when it takes the sides out and puts on the belt? It's a bit that way. We're at 58 minutes when it comes out of the machine as well, which is very good. It's an Inter. Oh, Inter. I've been meaning to ask. Would you play Railroads Online? And Redicus is here. Would you be into Railroads Online? We should do a thing sometime. Oh, oh no, it's I'll have to tee up a time or something and figure it out. It's just something that I thought of. Time or a problem? Or yeah, time. Getting times to align is very difficult. Yeah, oh, for Gora, to get the rail going, to properly get rail going, it does help to have foundation. It helps a lot. Because then you can have well, the reason it needs foundation is so you can distribute power. And then to distribute power, you then need lightning collectors at every second power pole. But yeah, Didn't the signals need protection as well? I don't remember. Yes, this is actually going pretty well. Apart from the randomly going moldy problem. I think the answer to that is just chucking in a mold belt. Jump into work. Chat another time. Will do. Thanks for stopping by. Drop in that follow. I need to get out of here soon anyway. Giant metal bars raised in the sky don't attract lightning. No, they don't. Amazingly. I mean, it would be incredibly annoying if it did. So, I'm generally happy with what this is doing. This is outputting 5.5. Right, we need to push through and try and get towards getting to bed. I need to get out of here at some point. Ooh, a blueprint. Where was it? There. Get to sleep shift into 6 hours. That is a good point. I mean, at the same time, I need to deliver this for work shift. The workforce shift. So the more I get done now, the better it is for me when it comes to later on. Why are you oh. That's why you stopped. I mean, it is a junk. It's a garbage disposal at the end of the day. Oh. Oh, yeah, it'd be lacking in not getting enough bioflux. Because the half-belt bioflux isn't really enough bioflux. Paste bin doesn't oh. Do you want to try DMing directly? Hopefully it doesn't go into the spam folder. Alright, how does that look? Why don't you have any... Oh, that's why. There we go. Oh, that works too. That's... Empty the inventory of bioflux in a hurry. There. Go on. Yeah, it's pretty much drained now, that whole belt. Excellent, perfect. Oh yeah, I did get it. Oh, already friends, that's why. Annoyingly, I don't have a way of getting it to this PC. Because I don't have Discord on this PC. I just realised. it's kind of it's a massive chore to get it across. Um, uh, so I got the DM. It's just that I can't. So like, there's no on this the PC with the Factorios on doesn't have Discord or a way for me to actually grab it. Because it's on a different So because it's Windows 11, I've isolated everything that's not the bare essentials from this PC. So there's like nothing else on this PC. It's literally just a game PC. To the point where I could almost just replace it with pure Steam OS or something. Although not actually. Survey says it makes 6.8, so it's doing half of what it should, which makes sense, which tracks. It tracks. But we really need more. Well, I mean, even the Bioflux output as it is not very good. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Imagine having a building which needs a bajillion inputs and outputs, and it's only a 3x3. Run Linux for that reason these days. In fact, it runs even better on Linux than Windows, so it's yeah. It's just too bad. Linux does have its own issues, but at the same time, it's just sort of forced in that direction. Aha. Thank you. Progress bar. Ah, oh. Um. Ah. Ah, there we go. Oh, wow. Did you put in one for everything? Or at least programmatically put in one for everything? Oh, alt mode was off. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the program did. I had a feeling it was the case. Yeah. You actually gone to the trouble of... I did wonder about how difficult it would be to make one for every thingy. Ah, it trails off though. Goes dot dot dot. That's annoying. Yeah, it rolls over. It needs to be just like a smidge narrower. Or is it my... It could be my UI scale doing that. Yeah, I think it's UI scale related. What do I have it set? I think I have it set to... Like, yeah, 125. One notch up. So if I reduce it to that, yeah, it should be fine. There we are. 125 is just a little nicer for 1440. It sort of brings it back to the same size as 1080. So what has that done? 7.5. Yeah, so I need another full belt of bioflux, effectively. Why are you out of nutrients? Oh, because you're backed up. But yeah, that's really nice. I like that. But yeah, I tweak it so my it's a nice progress bar. Yeah. That's Inter's progress bar. Yeah, my only thought is just tweak it so that it's not quite as wide. I'd make it so that it works at 150% UI scale. And then it would be really good. It'd be the ultimate. I suppose. Yeah. Add it to the to-do list. Pour into to-do list. Doesn't it need more smooth brains? Yeah, 15 versus 12. So conceptually, what I'd actually want to do is something like 3 there. Point you away like so. And do that. Hilariously, you can't fill the belt fast enough. Actually, let me wind it back slightly. You go there. So, what if I do this? Will they actually be able to grab it all? Possibly an improvement. That's definitely an improvement. It's got up to 8,000 science a minute. Yeah, supporting one machine, that's just not happening. Oh, it's the jelly cubes that's run out now. Should have known. Should have known. And this will be the point where I'm just maxing out the belt as much as physically possible. Yeah. That's as good as it gets. It's hovering around 7.5 still. 7. I might get up to 8. Like, I might be able to sustain 7.8. Oh, it's just going to go down lower. Oh, it's the lane's full. That's a surprising turn of events. This kind of makes sense, really. Why don't I do... I can't, that's why. I mean, that works. Hmm. It's a slight improvement. Trouble is, there's this mouldy belt in the way. Oh, no wonder everything stopped. Yeah, you pull up the thing that makes the thing do the thing. It makes everything stop. Oh, hello. Hi there. Um, that's a bit of an issue. You're supposed to be ground up into science. Oh, it's on 3. There we go. Now it's doing 17,000 science a minute. It's probably not going to sustain it. Yeah, I'm stacking up too many on the belt. Yeah, that'll be the lack of bioflux now. Because yeah, once it gets to the top build, it's just consumed all the bioflux. There's just none left. And it's filling the belt as quick as it can. You can't fill the belt any more than what it is. What I would probably do next, I'm not going to do it now because it's nearly 11. Well, it's 20 to 11. I would probably take this, shuffle it over, and then double up on bioflux production. Have another one over here. That way the mirror image of this build still has room. Possibly even take it a step further. Oh, this. Yeah, flip it over to the other side so it runs across and across. And just bioflux the lot, maybe. No, 8.6-ish. Yeah, now that's settling down. Oh no, it's back up to 11. I mean, for what it is, it's doing pretty well. But yeah, it just needs more bioflux. I think a booster lane of bioflux is where it's at. Maybe another half belt instead of doing a full belt. And so it injects more bioflux up the top. For the other, it's like bioflux for the first 3, and then another run of bioflux for the second 3. Maybe, yeah. These 2 fruit processings do the bioflux, and then I double up on nutrients from bioflux here. And then run a second belt up top. That might be the way to go. But yeah, this entire build is all the agricultural science that's needed still. Or the mirror. This plus its mirror on the other side is all it needs. It's silly. It's actually silly. Anyway, I need to leave it there. So thank you for watching, hanging out. Do join if you want to see me put this into action. Let's see, Colonel Will stuff. I'll be heading on over to. I'll be on Colonel Will's game in whatever he said it was, 6. I'll be there probably from sometime around 6:30 a.m., which I think is like 7 hours from now. I think somewhere around then. So you can find this build around then. But yeah, other than that, that's it for today. So thank you for watching, hanging out. Thank you for all those raids, all those follows, all that fun. And shall see you next time. I'm just looking for someone to raid. Yeah, there's a mucky. Go say hi to a mucky. There's an Evil Reyes playing an Astroneer as well. There's a lot of strangos. I haven't said hi to Mucky in a while. So he's doing some Fulgura apparently. There's a whole lightning disco going on. So yeah, we're gonna go raid Mucky. He's over on Fulgura. Let's go say hi. There's some raid messages. There's some stuff there. That's no good for YouTube because you can't raid. One day I'll fix the YouTube things, and yeah, other than that, that is it. So thank you for watching, hanging out, all that good stuff. I might be on tomorrow, we'll see how we do. At the same time, it's a bit of a see how we do. But yeah, other than that, I shall see you next time.